So I'm shooting some birds, right? What I want to talk about today is how to use auto ISO. So when you're learning about photography, it is good to obviously learn the exposure triangle: aperture, shutter speed, ISO. But what a lot of people don't realize is, the goal is always to shoot manual, full manual. But a lot of the time we use auto ISO. Well, I do anyway. So today what I want to show you is how I set up my camera to use auto ISO for probably 90% of what I shoot, other than things like real estate and shoots where I can actually set up the shot, like commercial stuff, where I have sort of the time to dial things in. Anything run and gun, I'm usually shooting auto ISO. So we'll jump in the studio and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so obviously I don't have the fancy screen recording monitor thing, whatever they call it, Atomos. But what I do have is the back of my camera. So as you can see, I've got my shutter speed down here. I've got my aperture here, and then my ISO is set to auto. So basically what I do is set a parameter, as you can see. So my minimum is 100, and then I can change that accordingly. Obviously, I'm not going to want my minimum high, but my minimum is 100 ISO, and then my maximum I can set. So basically the camera will only push the ISO to that point. Anything above that, it'll just underexpose my image. So if I say, okay, I know I can comfortably shoot images to 10,000 ISO in this scene, that's what I set my parameters at. And then as you'll see, as I adjust my shutter speed, and then we'll focus, see it's gone to 3200 ISO, whereas if I come down on my shutter speed to 100th of a second, 500 ISO. So most of the time, this is how I'm shooting. 1600 ISO, it's up to 8000. 2500, we're at 10,000. As you see, if I keep going, look what happens. My image underexposes because it's capped at 10,000. So this is the auto ISO technique that I'm talking about. And this is what I use most of the time, instead of manually shooting ISO. Again, some people set up their ISO differently, or they'll put it on a dial. But for me personally, I run my back dial as my shutter speed and my front dial as my aperture. And then my ISO, I run down here on this dial, as you can see, and then I change it with that. So it's personal preference. But as you can see, the main key here is setting those parameters. You might be shooting in a really well-lit environment, and you know that, okay, I don't think the ISO is going to need to push over 500 because I've got so much light available and I'm using shutter speeds that doesn't require it. But then in really dull lit environments, you might crank that right up to 6400, whatever it might be. And then obviously, instead of manually changing your ISO, you're just using your aperture and your shutter speed for your exposure, and it's only going to actually underexpose an image once you go past that parameter that you have set. And like I say, it's personal preference. I know some people who leave their ISO on 100 and then they obviously adjust their exposure with their shutter speed and their aperture, and they do it that way. It's all personal preference, but for me personally, I probably shoot 90% of, like I said, the run and gun images that I do with that setup, with the auto ISO setup. It just takes one thing away, especially if you're shooting events or fast-paced sports or anything that really requires your actual attention to capture. If you're panning the camera or moving it around quickly, it's just one less thing that you have to worry about. So yes, naturally, when you're learning, your goal should be to be able to shoot in full manual mode. But you don't have to actually rely on every aspect of full manual mode. And when you're working up to that point, that's where things like shutter priority, aperture priority, those other modes that take one of those things out can really be beneficial. And like I talked about in this video, you eventually do this stuff long enough to where you start to think in camera settings and you really don't have to actually overthink how to shoot things. So go check that video out. So if you are struggling to obviously keep your ISO dialed in and get all your exposure right, try out this auto ISO trick, because like I said, it's nothing to do with being a pro photographer and all this stuff if you can't use all the settings. Like, naturally I can. I've just found this way to be a lot easier. Just a quick tip this week, guys. Test it out if you want to. Thanks for watching. Like always, hit the links in the description, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.